Greetings, friends, and it's WDWL TV, broadcasting from Grumpy Old Man Road. Yes, Grumpy Old Man Road. And I'm not going to say where it's located on because you can already see where it's located on. But since I have an official road, the studio is now going to be located on Grumpy Old Man Road with the corporate offices on that boulevard. And broadcasting from Studio A. Again, we're using Studio A. It's me, the Grumpy Old Man. Say what? Wow! Well, that's the kind of greeting I want to hear, not I'll take either one. Friends, I have discovered something watching a multitude of YouTube videos, basically from around the world. And I've noticed we have a new pandemic. Yes, and it's worldwide. Shocked? I was. Wow! That's what I said. And basically, when I mentioned it earlier, that was the reaction that I got outside coming into the studio, telling the multitude of people that was out in the driveway to welcome the grumpy old man. When I explained what today's show was going to be about, and it wasn't one of them, Elvis Presley girl type screams, They used to scream like that back in the day, and then they would run towards him. They scream like that, and then they run away. Now, take it or leave it. Yes, unfortunately, there is a new worldwide pandemic. But on the bright side, you don't have to get no injections because this one isn't that contagious. It's only contagious if you're getting arrested.
Fatality.
Well, not necessarily that kind of arrested, but you and I, we don't have to wear masks. We don't have to worry about catching it. And basically, you and I probably don't have to worry about catching it if we get arrested. But it seems the younger generation, when they get arrested, they catch this pandemic. Are you wondering what pandemic it is?
Rejected.
I didn't even tell you what the pandemic was.
Loser.
You guys up in that sound booth, just remember, the only exit is past my door in the studio here. Watch yourselves. And oil that door hinge. I keep telling you, oil that door hinge. Getting back to the pandemic. It's basically the what are they? The under 30s, what are they? X, Y, Q, P, J. I know the 30-ish ones are Gen X. It's those two generations that when they get arrested, all of a sudden they catch this pandemic. It's the I can't breathe pandemic. Oh yeah. Those two generations, as soon as they're arrested, that pandemic hits. It's like it comes out of the sky, following them around, waiting until they get arrested, and then all of a sudden, it infects them.
WTF!
That's what I kept saying. But when you watch any of the YouTube videos from around the world, it's not just here. No. Across the pond, they're suffering from the same pandemic. As soon as they get arrested, they can't seem to breathe. Yeah, it just all of a sudden, no matter what. There was one I was watching this afternoon. A young girl who was highly intoxicated. Across the pond, where they call it drink driving. Yeah, drink driving. Over here we got, OVI, OWI, WDI, we got more letters. Over there, it's just plain and simple. Drink driving. And the interesting thing that I discovered, the twosies are not only here, but it's over there. When the officer asked the girl, how many beverages did you consume? 2. Yeah. They have the twosies over there, here, just like here. Yeah. You can have somebody that's fallen down inebriated, and they'll say, how many drinks did you have? 2. They have the twosies across the pond, because that's what she said. 2. Their blood alcohol limit's the same as we have here. 0.08. She was 3 times over the limit. So whatever them 2 drinks, I think they were 5-gallon buckets, had to be 3 times over the limit. Although I'll tell you one thing, the girl could hold her alcohol, because basically she wasn't doing too bad. She was a little stumbly while she was walking. Couldn't drive for shit, though. She went the wrong way around the roundabout. Across the pond, they got them roundabouts. We have a few here in the States. They have them everywhere. That would drive me crazy. Driving in circles. Works for them. But yeah. Luckily, she didn't cause an accident. The traffic wasn't that heavy. But instead of going to the right, no, they're the wrong way. So instead of going the wrong way, she went the wrong way. Don't ask me. They drive on the wrong side of the road over there, so it's hard to figure out what's the right way, what's the wrong way. But the police said she was going the wrong way. In not one, but two roundabouts. But she had only had 2 beverages. So, they not only have that I can't breathe pandemic across the pond, they also have the toozy across the pond. Everybody only has 2 drinks. You know, with people only having 2 drinks, I don't know how the bars and pubs stay in business. Unless they're charging like $30 a drink. Oh, talk about a shocker. I was watching a YouTube video over the weekend. And this guy was kind of creating a ruckus in this nightclub. And when the police officers came in and asked what kind of problem he was causing, they said, well, first of all, he came in and put his feet up on the bar. Yeah, sat back in the chair, put his feet up in the bar. Then he ordered, get this, a shot of I don't know what kind of alcohol. It was $400 a shot. Is that stuff made out of like gold? $400 a shot? They said, of course, they didn't serve him because they knew he didn't have any money. $400 a shot. I got to research as to what type of alcohol that is for $400 a shot. Tomorrow, even though we're going to try for Wednesdays for Grumpy's Legal. Tomorrow, we're going to do a Grumpy's Legal kind of, out of screwed up scheduling. Because today, I was watching, which I usually don't watch, housing court. Oi! Do I have some cases to report tomorrow? Holy shit. I don't usually want to watch, evictions because a lot of times it's a lot of crying and women sobbing and, But I was a little bored. And oi, 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 did I see some housing court. Holy crap. Guy's up in the booth, screwing around again. Never a dull moment. Of course, it's still a little toasty in the studio Grumpy's sweatband is like drenched. And this is the second one. They got me a silent fan. It's like, yeah, I can almost feel a little air. I gotta put up with it. They got no way of putting air conditioning in the studio. That's what happens, when you buy a pre-existing building and then you try to conform around it. Yeah. The only way to put air conditioning in would be to punch a hole in the wall. Because this was an office building. And where they put the studios is like where the warehouse used to be. Oh, the big shots up front. Oh, ho, ho, ho. It's so cold up there, they're wearing their winter-long underwear. But back here, I saw 4 of the, what do they call them? They're not pages, trainees, I'm going to call them, passed out in the warehouse. Actually, it was one of the studios, but we're still in the warehouse. Yeah. They were not only pouring Gatorade into them, they were pouring Gatorade all over them. Get up, go to work. Grumpy's going to ring his. He's going to go out there if they're still dehydrated. I'm going to wring out my sweatband on them.
What?
Yep, you heard me. So I just wanted to pop in. I'm not going to go for a half hour again. Although I did work one of the bugs out with the update to Prism. So, I'm broadcasting on 2 platforms again today. Yesterday was just one. Couldn't get on Faceplant. The update, I don't know. And I lucked out. They ordered me, and it arrived today, a green screen. It's a big green curtain. But supposedly when I use my AI-generated backgrounds, it'll look realistic, not like it did, if I moved my head, you saw what was behind me. Yeah. They showed me today this big, looks like a big green bedspread. They're going to hang it back here. Cover all this stuff up with one big sheet of green. And then supposedly all those fancy backgrounds in Prism lens will look realistic. Like Grumpy will look like he's really floating in space. All depends on when the maintenance crew puts the big green bedspread up behind me. That's about it. And with that, I think we're going to sign off. It's a little toasty here in the studio. And this light that they've got over here, I could toast weenies. So, but it's nice to be operating back in Studio A, because this was the original studio that Grumpy started in. And I've got this big expensive microphone over here. Yeah, the Amoon. Ammoon. Amoon. It's an Amoon. But it works like a charm. It should be, for what it cost. The only thing is, it shakes a lot. I'm going to have to tell them to order me a different arm. This arm seems to be, because this is a heavy microphone. You could use this as a boat anchor. It weighs so much. But with that, friends, I will chat with you tomorrow. I hope the humidity isn't as bad, because for Grumpy's legal, there's part of a costume. And I'm sweating my ass off the way it is. But I will see you tomorrow.